How's it going, guys? Cody, guys, back again, dropping out another video. Right, guys, it is now 10 to 3 Monday morning. On Saturday night, I stayed awake all through into Sunday morning, watched the Kell Brook fight, and then from there, I stayed up to watch the UFC 231, Ortega versus Holloway. I didn't go to sleep till 10 to 7 Sunday morning, and now it's 10 to 3 Monday morning. And I'm going to do these vlogs before I get my head down. So this is a story in the Daily Mirror. It's about Doncaster, HMP Doncaster in South Yorkshire. I hate these sorts of stories. Journalists fanning the flames of hatred towards prisoners. But the prisoners in the video don't do us any help neither. Now, if I can take the video and record it on my phone, I'll put it at the start. If I'm not able to do so, click on the link in the description and you'll find the video in the story. The headline reads, check this out. Shameless inmates in designer gear brag about prison life in footage shot behind bars. Now again, guys, I can't stand stories like this. Prisoners that film themselves in such a way and then put them on social media with hashtags of HMP, Her Majesty's Prison, or pen, which is a slang word for jail, or jail, or do you know what I mean? Prison life, or whatever you want to call it. Put it on Instagram, social media with that hashtag. A journalist searches for that hashtag, your video comes up. They've then got a duty of care. They want to run a story. They contact the prison with the footage and say, look, this is what we've got. This is what's being posted on social media. They say they're from your prison. Then the prison looks at it, identifies every prisoner in the thing, security and that, end up getting spun, and it can bring it on top for everyone on the wing if they start spinning cells. But yeah, let's just read the story, guys, anyway. The brazen lags at HMP Doncaster in South Yorkshire pose for selfies with phones allegedly smuggled into jail and designer clothes weeks after being punished for their crimes. Brazen criminals pose in designer gear in their cells and brag about how they're kicking back in footage being shared on social media. The shameless crooks were only sentenced to jail at HMP Doncaster in South Yorkshire just weeks before. Inmates are banned from possessing mobile phones and from posting on social media, prompting one MP to brand security at the prison a farce. The clip from inside a cell taken by one of the criminals shows designer tracksuits, a television, a games console and a stash of food. The 44-second clip also shows an inmate playing pool and dancing, then gesturing towards the camera with his fingers as music blares out. The group were disciplined for breaching prison rules by updating their social media profiles last month, but have continued to post online. Comments on their public profile saying "loving it" and "kicking back my son" suggest the group have little remorse for their actions. When a member of the public commented on a post saying "you lot will be in the paper again," an inmate replied, "That's the aim, mate." One comment claims the lads are back together again. Another asks, "How have you seriously not been caught with that phone yet?" The group of inmates aged in their early 20s are thought to be from across Yorkshire and have known to each other before being jailed. Dom Hunter, Mikey Pemberton, Tom Lala, Michael Craggs and Kyle Tompkins have all been pictured. Cragg was sentenced only last month for burgling a house. Then it's got the pictures, guys. I'll put them at the start. I'm only putting them at the start because they're already out there. Story carries on. He attempted to evade police by speeding away at 90 miles an hour, then swimming in a canal and hiding up a tree. Philip Davis, who's a Tory MP for nearby Shipley, West Yorkshire, branded the situation at HMP Doncaster an absolute farce and has demanded the prison service to get a grip. He said, "I have argued for a long time that prison is too soft, and this proves the point. People are sent to prison to be punished, and this is an absolute farce. What sort of regime is this? Given that they know these people are using mobile phones in prison, they should be searched on a regular basis. The message it sends out is there is no deterrent to committing crime, and it's not good enough. It's a kick in the teeth to the victims of crime." And then it shows the comments and stuff from other people, which I'll put in the comment, which I'll put at the start. Comments from people and friends and family and stuff. The group have had extra time added to their sentences. Could have extra time added to their sentences for the latest infraction. HMP Doncaster is a Category B men's prison. It says it's a private prison, so if it's a private prison, it's not HMP, then is it? It's run by Serco and it holds 1,145 prisoners. Circle contract director Jerry Spence even, company director, contract director, in other words, the governor, said, "We are working extremely hard to stop the illegal use of mobile phones. It is a problem faced in all prisons, and we have recently installed a new body scanner to help find phones that people are trying to smuggle in. The phone used in this incident has been found and confiscated. The individuals concerned have been referred to the independent adjudicator, who has the power to add up to 42 days to a prisoner's sentence." I hate stories like this, guys. Prison is hard enough for cons, right? Now, like I say, what we do as guys, we all do the macho thing, and we're doing this and we're doing that. The reality is, guys, prison is really a punishment, psychologically, emotionally, having your liberty taken away. We take it for granted, and by going to prison, having your liberty taken away is a big punishment. Especially if you've got a missus and kids, you suffer more. And being in prison, if you've got mental health issues, for me, prison starts mental health issues if you haven't already got mental health issues, and believe me, a lot of prisons have. This sort of stuff, young lads, brash, trying to show off how they're spending their time in prison, can actually blow up other lads on the wing that are doing bits and trying to keep it undercover. By being brazen and by being like this, right, they're not the cleverest of individuals, because what it does, they'll get security marks and they'll get lit up like a Christmas tree in every prison they go to. So I mean, it doesn't bode well. If you're not on this camera and you're padded up with one of these kids, right, and then you get spun and your phone gets taken that you've been using to phone your missus and your kids, right, and one of these muppets here that post these videos, which then comes to the attention of the papers, right, and stuff like that, then you're gonna end up giving them a kick in, aren't you? That's the reality. The young lads and stuff, so you can't really be pissed off at them. But at the end of the day, all the wiser cons that are in prison, they don't do shit like this. What is to be gained by showing people how you're living in prison? The designer clothes and stuff, guys, they don't just get handled them. They're their own clothes that have been handed in with them, or they've packed it when they've been sent down. Like I say, it could be from the proceeds of crime that they've bought this swag, the clothes and stuff, and the trainers and all that. You know what I'm saying? But like I say, by showing off and by highlighting this, you're lighting yourselves up, you're lighting your boys up, and ultimately it's going to cost you extra time added to your sentence. You might get a buzz off it and might think it's funny and stuff, but at the end of the day, it's not the wisest of decisions, in my opinion. If you're doing bits in prison, simple, keep it low key. The ones that are putting their head above the parapet and going on social media, right, and posting hashtags and stuff of HMP, jail life, pen, do you know what I mean, HMP daily, whatever tags they put in reference prison, right, or the particular prison they're in, is by no stretch of the imagination, it's not a wise move. It's as simple as that. It's an idiot's move. It's a young lad's move, and it just shows that if they're like that in prison, you can understand how they've ended up in prison, because of the sloppy nature of what they're doing by bragging and speaking out. Which, if you're going to do what you're doing, keep it under wraps, keep it under cover, do what you're doing so you don't get caught. Don't put your head above on social media, right, when you're in prison, and then you wonder why you're getting spun every 2 minutes, or your phone's being taken, or drugs are being seized, or everyone on the wing's getting spun, and they're all pissed off at you because you're a gobshite and you want to put your face out there and try and be Insta famous or Facebook famous. Do you know what I mean? Silly move, guys. Foolish move. Don't despise these sort of things, right? As a former criminal that was obviously very clued up and stuff, right? Yeah, I ended up in prison, but like, first time was a stitch up. Second time was obviously threatening my ex-boyfriend, and then obviously a third and final stretch. Clued up criminals don't do what these lads are doing. Simple as that. Let me know what you think about the story. There's a link in the description. The pictures are at the start. I'll try to put the video at the start as well if I can. Click on the link. The video is right there. On that note, guys, let me know what you think. Like, comment, subscribe. Cody out.